In order for a text to change the world, it must first change a man. And change a man it did. The text to which we look at today is found not just in the Old Testament, but 3 times repeated in the New. The just shall live by faith. And the man to whom it changed was none other than Martin Luther. The great Scottish historian said this about Martin Luther in one of his extensive studies of great men of the past. I call this Luther a true great man. He is great in intellect, great in courage, great in affection and integrity, one of our most lovable and gracious men. He is great not as a hewn obelisk is great, but as an alpine mountain is great. So simple, honest, spontaneous, not setting himself up to be great, but there for quite another purpose than the purpose of being great. His light was to flame as a beacon over long centuries and epochs of the world. The whole world and its history was waiting for this man. And what was it that made this man so great? None other than this text, the just shall live by faith. 3 separate times in Martin Luther's life, this text came to him very powerfully. First, in the convent library at Erfurt, he came across this verse, and at the age of 24 years old, it shed light to his soul again in the library of Rudolstadt. And then the 3rd time, as he climbed those famous steps in the city of Rome, each step praying, asking God for mercy, and brought to mind again were the words, the just shall live by faith. His own son, Paul Luther, says these words of his father's conversion. In the year of 1544, we read, my late dearest father, in the presence of us all, narrated the whole story of his journey to Rome. He acknowledged with great joy that in that city, through the Spirit of Jesus Christ, he had come to the knowledge of the truth of the everlasting gospel. It happened in this way. As he repeated his prayers on the Lateran staircase, the words of the prophet Habakkuk came suddenly to his mind. The just shall live by faith. Thereupon he ceased his prayers, returned to Wittenberg, and took this as the chief foundation of all his doctrine. The just shall live by faith. And these simple words were what set the heart of Martin Luther free. A man once enslaved to religion, to the bondage of himself, and now set free, recognizing that faith alone and Christ Jesus alone can set the sinner free. I wonder today, are you living by faith?